Stop. Just for a moment. Stop everything. Place your hand on your heart. Feel it beating. That rhythm. That pulse. That's your truth speaking. And right now, your truth led you here. Not by chance. Not by accident. By something deeper than logic, stronger than coincidence. You've been carrying a weight, haven't you? A question that follows you into quiet moments. A name that appears in your dreams. A feeling that won't release its grip. Someone is with another person. Yes, but their soul, their energy, their heart. It keeps traveling back to you. And what they whisper about you when no one else can hear. What they confess in the sacred space of their own solitude. It will break you open and put you back together in the same breath. This message wasn't written for the masses. It was written for you. For the one who feels too much, loves too deeply, and knows that some connections transcend the physical world. Breathe with me now. This is where your healing begins. The invisible thread that binds you. There's an ancient truth that science cannot measure, but the heart knows intimately. When two souls touch deeply, truly vulnerably, they leave imprints on each other that time cannot erase. You and this person. You didn't just share moments. You shared frequencies. You shared a language without words. You shared silences that spoke volumes. And even though they're standing next to someone else, even though they're going through the motions of a different life, that thread between you, it still hums with energy. You felt it, haven't you? In the sudden ache that arrives without warning. In the way their name dances at the edge of your thoughts. In the dreams where they appear so vividly, you wake up confused about what's real. That's not your imagination creating stories. That's the energetic truth of your connection asserting itself. They feel it too. In the middle of conversations with someone else, your essence interrupts. In moments of intimacy that should feel complete, there's a hollowness they can't explain. In the quiet hours before sleep, your memory arrives like a gentle storm. The person beside them can sense it. This faraway look in their eyes. This emotional distance they can't quite bridge. Because how do you compete with a soul that still lives inside someone's chest? What they say to you in secret. Let me tell you about the conversations they have with you that no one else will ever hear. When the world is asleep and honesty has no consequences, they speak to you, not out loud, but in the sacred chamber of their inner world. They tell you things they can't tell anyone else. They say your name like a prayer, like a confession, like a promise they broke and can't stop regretting. Here's what flows from their lips in those private moments. They tell you they were a coward. They tell you they chose comfort over truth, safety over depth, ease over authenticity. They tell you that the person they're with is good, maybe even kind, but doesn't reach the places inside them that you touched effortlessly. They tell you that laughter doesn't sound the same, that conversations feel like skating on surface ice instead of diving into deep waters, that intimacy feels choreographed rather than spontaneous. They tell you they made the biggest mistake of their life. And here's the part that would shatter you if you could hear it. They tell you they're sorry, not the casual sorry of everyday life, the soul-deep sorry that changes a person. They apologize to your memory. They apologize to the version of themselves that knew better but chose fear anyway. They apologize to the love they abandoned because it demanded they grow, and growth felt terrifying. These words live in their throat like unsung songs, the signs written in invisible ink. You think you're reading too much into things, but your intuition is wiser than your doubt. They've been leaving breadcrumbs, haven't they? Tiny signals that seem insignificant alone, but create a pattern when you step back. Maybe they've been watching your life from a distance. Maybe their name appears in your notifications at strange hours. Maybe mutual friends mention them to you with a curious tone, as if they've been asking about you. Maybe you keep crossing paths in places that logic calls coincidence, but your soul recognizes as synchronicity. These aren't accidents on a level beyond conscious control. They're reaching toward you. They're keeping the door cracked open. They're maintaining a presence in your world because leaving completely feels impossible. But here's what they're terrified to admit. even to themselves. They don't know if they deserve to walk back through that door. They hurt you. They chose someone else. They walked away when things got real, when vulnerability knocked, when love asked them to be brave. Now they're trapped between longing and shame, between wanting to reach out and believing they've lost the right. So they hover in the in-between, sending silent signals, hoping you'll somehow know, somehow feel, somehow understand that you never left their heart. It's a beautiful torture, this liminal space they occupy, and you feel it too, this strange dance of distance and closeness. Why your heart is speaking louder now. Something is shifting. Can you feel it? The energy between you is intensifying, not fading, and there's a reason this message found you today. At this exact moment in time, the relationship they're in, it's beginning to crack, not from drama or explosive arguments, but from something more profound and painful. The slow realization that they're living a life that doesn't fit their soul. Every day, the mask gets heavier. Every conversation feels more hollow. Every moment of pretending chips away at their peace. And in that growing emptiness, you appear more vivid, more undeniable, more real than the reality they've constructed. So what does this mean for you, beautiful soul? It means you're approaching a crossroads. They're preparing to make a choice, whether they consciously know it yet or not. And before that moment arrives, before they reach out or the universe creates a collision, you need absolute clarity. If this message is making your heart race, if tears are forming, if you feel seen in a way you haven't felt in so long, do something sacred with me right now. Press that like button, not as a casual gesture, but as an intentional declaration. Tell the universe, I'm ready for truth. I'm ready for closure or reconnection or whatever serves my highest good. And if you need to see this through, if you want to understand what happens next, subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next part reveals the exact emotional state they're in right now. Don't turn away. This is your story unfolding, the weight they carry alone. There's a specific kind of pain that lives in them, quiet but constant. It doesn't announce itself with drama. It doesn't demand attention. It just sits, heavy and persistent, in the center of their chest. Guilt. Not the fleeting guilt of a small mistake. The profound guilt of choosing wrong when they knew better. They replay the moment they walked away from you. They replay the look in your eyes if you knew their truth. They replay every text they left cold, every call they avoided, every door they closed. Late at night, when defenses fall and honesty seeps through, they have full conversations with your memory. They tell you everything they should have said when you were standing in front of them. They explain their fear. They admit their weakness. They confess that leaving you didn't bring peace. It brought a different kind of suffering. The suffering of living with the wrong choice. Here's what breaks them most. They know you didn't deserve this. You didn't deserve the confusion, the silence, the abandonment. You offered them something rare and real, and they met it with fear and retreat. Now they're paying the price. Because being with someone else, while emotionally tethered to you, it's a special kind of prison. They can't fully invest where they are. They can't return to where they left. They exist in a purgatory of their own creation. And the question that haunts them in the darkest hours is this: have they lost you forever? The breaking point drawing near. Listen carefully, because this is where everything accelerates within the coming weeks. Something is going to shift dramatically. It might arrive as an argument that reveals a deeper truth. It might come as a moment of startling clarity. It might emerge when they can no longer ignore the gap between who they're pretending to be and who they actually are. But it's coming. And when it arrives, you'll feel it too. You might experience a sudden lightness in your chest. You might have dreams so vivid they feel like visitations. You might receive a message that changes everything. Here's what's really happening beneath the surface. They're approaching the moment where comfort can no longer outweigh truth, where fear can no longer silence the voice of their authentic self, where staying in the wrong place hurts more than the risk of reaching back to you. This breaking point isn't just about you. It's about them finally choosing integrity over convenience. It's about them honoring the truth they've been running from, that they never stopped loving you, that being with someone else didn't erase you. It magnified your absence, that their heart kept a room reserved for you even when their life said you were gone. But here's the question that will define everything. When that moment comes, when they finally gather the courage to reach out, or when fate creates an opening for reconnection, what will you do? Will you be ready? Or will you still be lost in the fog of old pain? The words they need you to hear. If they could speak without armor, without fear, without the weight of consequences, this is what would pour from their soul to yours. I need you to hear me. Really hear me. I know I hurt you. I know I took the coward's path. I know I chose someone who didn't challenge me over you, who demanded I become more. But it was never because you were too much. You were never too intense, too emotional, too deep, too complicated. You were real, and real terrified me. What we had asked me to grow, to be vulnerable, to take off every mask, to stand naked in my truth, and I wasn't ready. I ran to someone safer, someone who let me hide, someone who didn't see all of me and therefore couldn't reject all of me. But hiding has a cost. And that cost is losing you. I don't know if you think about me. I don't know if you've moved on. I don't know if your heart still holds space for me, or if that space is healed over with new strength. But I think about you constantly, in ways that would shock you, in ways that make me question every choice I've made since I walked away. If I ever get another chance, if the universe is gracious enough to let our paths cross again, I won't run. I won't choose fear. I won't let the best thing that ever happened to me slip away twice. These words live in their chest like birds caged too long, and soon, very soon, they'll find their way out into the world, into your world. What you do with this truth changes everything. Come back to your breath with me now. Feel your hand on your heart again. That steady rhythm. That's your power. That's your truth. That's your unshakable worth. This message found you because you're ready for something profound. Not just answers, but liberation. You're ready to stop waiting for someone else to validate what you already know. You're worthy of a love that doesn't run. You're worthy of someone who chooses you first, not eventually. You're worthy of a connection that doesn't hide in shadows. Whether they come back or not, whether they reach out or stay silent, whether they choose courage or remain in fear, you're going to be more than okay. You're going to be free, because now you understand the truth. This was never about your value. This was about their capacity, and their capacity, or lack of it, says nothing about your worth. So here's what I'm asking you to do. If this message reached inside your chest and touched something true, if you felt seen, if you felt held, if you felt understood for even one moment, leave a comment below. Write, "This is my story," or "I felt this in my soul," or simply leave a heart. Let the universe know you're no longer available for half love, for maybe, for someday. You're choosing yourself now. You're choosing wholeness. And when you make that choice, everything in your world shifts. The energy changes. The dynamic transforms. And whether they return or not, you'll already be complete. That's the real message underneath everything. You were never broken. You were just waiting for someone brave enough to meet you in your depth. And if they can't, someone else will. Someone who doesn't run from real. Someone who sees your intensity as a gift, not a burden. Now go forward knowing this. You are loved. You are worthy. You are enough. Exactly as you are. Always have been. Always will be.